Let's go back to the commission sittings.
My name is DSP George Lysander, Lysander Asare.
DSP, do you confirm that you are the district commander of the East Legon?
Yes, my lord.
Now, would you please describe to the commission what the duties of a district commander are?
My lord, as a district commander of East Legon, like all district commanders, it is my responsibility to see to the general administration of the district.
Now, if you can break it down for the commission, if you say general administration, what do you mean?
My lord, what I mean by general administration is that per our structures, I am the one in charge the district, and the performance of duties within the district, I'm in charge.
Okay. So then, will it be right for me to suggest that if an election, for instance, is being held within a constituency in your district, you will play a role as far as security is concerned?
My lord, ideally, the district commander in whose jurisdiction the by-election is supposed to be held should be part of the exercise. But in my case, that did not happen.
And is there any reason why that did not happen?
My lord, this question can best be answered by the regional commander and the regional operational team headed by Chief Subtenant Kwesi Fori.
So, if I get you right, what you are trying to tell the commission, if I'm wrong, correct me, is that until you are instructed by the regional commander, you don't play any role. Is that what you are saying?
My lord, that is not what I mean. But in this particular instance, I was of the view that the authorities, the regional command, would allow the normal system to operate. But this time round, it did not happen, to the extent that I complained that why is it that as a district officer, where a by-election is going to be held, I have been asked to stay aside. Said that my command car was taken away from me by the regional commander, that I should let my driver bring the pickup to Accra region.
DSP.
Yes, ma'am.
You have just said in your testimony that you were asked to stay aside. Now, would it be a problem if you should tell the commission who asked you to stay aside? Would you have a problem with it?
No, I don't have a problem.
Very well. Then, if I may ask, who are you referring to?
I'm referring to the regional commander.
So then, you are putting it on record. Now, before that, when, and I mean date or day or time, did the regional commander give you this information?
A day before a day before the by-election, were all called to Accra region.
Very well.
All the senior officers. And I was of the view that I will be made to be part of the exercise. But when the list of the officers deployed for the exercise came out, I realized that my name wasn't in it. I complained, firstly to Akwesi Fori, and he said I shouldn't worry. They will take care of it. It's not me alone. East Legon and Legon districts, they overlap, very close. So sometimes they come to our area, sometimes we also go into their area. We help each other. And I was thinking that even the Legon commander, if I was not made to be part, the Legon commander will be brought in. The Legon commander's name was also not in the list. So I complained.
So, are you saying that that is not part of your standard practice?
That is not it, because I've never seen, I've been in the service for about 23 years. I'm seeing this for the first time.
What is the standard practice, if I may ask?
Standard practice in relation to
elections being held in your district or the district you superintend.
Yes.
In your capacity as a DSP.
What I know is that the security task force that will be formed to take charge of the by-election, the district commander in whose jurisdiction the exercise is taking place is made part of the task force. But in this case, I wasn't made part of the task force. And my pickup was even taken away from me, as I said earlier.
Now, on the day of the election, it is alleged that certain incidents occurred within your district. Are you aware?
Yes, my lord.
At what point did that come to your attention?
My lord, interestingly, I was going to cast my ballot at my polling station. And this is the first time that I voted in a by-election. So all the general elections, we do special voting, and we know where to vote. We vote at Legon in Iowa's West Legon. But this time around, because it was by-election, I was finding difficult locating my polling center. So on my way to looking for my polling center, I had a call around 9 o'clock from my regional commander, who didn't make me part of the exercise, that he has heard that some shootings are going on around Bawaleshi, closer to the NDC parliamentary candidate's house. So I should go and assist. So I quickly returned and then came and mobilized men from the station who were not part of the operation to go there. That was when the whole thing came to my attention.
Okay. So you weren't there yourself? You rather sent some men?
I mobilized men and then went there with them.
Very well.
And I even brought the situation under control.
Okay. Now, did you make any arrests?
No, my lord.
Very well. Were any arrests made at all on the day?
Yes, my lord, there were some arrests.
And are you able to tell the commission who made these arrests?
My lord, the arrest was made by DSP Samuel Azubu together with his team from the National Security.
And when the arrest was made, Where did they take these men they arrested?
They were brought to East Legon. It was after I had gone back to the station that I realized that they have been brought there. And upon reading the station diary, there I saw my colleague's name as the one in charge, the men that effected the arrest.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask you a general question. What is the standard practice when one is arrested outside a station and brought to the station? What procedure is followed?
Yes. What happens after the arrest is that entry would have to be made in the station diary, and the case subsequently referred for investigation. But in my case, when I saw the entry, I called my colleague, and he told me they will come for them. So after that, I just left for my polling center to cast my ballot.
So, are you confirming before this commission that entries were made?
Entries were made.
And that you can submit a copy of the entries to the commission?
Yes, my lord.
Is it here with you?
It's here with me, my lord.
Very well. DSB, wouldn't the entries ordinarily include the number of people arrested? Very well.
Councillor, can you get him to read the entry so that it gets into the record?
Well.
Yeah.
My lord, if I can put this on record, that the entry wasn't made by me. I came to meet it, already made by the arresting officers. And I read. That is 31st, that's Thursday, 31st January 2019. The time is 8:56 a.m. 8:56 a.m. The entry was recorded by the station oddly. number 41, 279, G. Corporal, G/Corporal Philip Omaji, H.O. Maji. The G is DZI. Yes, madam. I read, DSP Mr. Samuel Azugu of National Security in Charge men brought in 7 suspects with a report that the suspects were met at the Bawaleshi School Park. No, the park is bracketed, so cancelled. At the Bawaleshi polling station, attacked the patrol team from National Security when they there's a mistake here. I think you should read when they asked them to leave. But what is here is when they asked leave the place. When they asked them to leave the place, there is an error here. When they asked them to leave the place, hence the arrest to the station.
So according to your entry, DSP.
Yes, my lord.
7 people were arrested and brought to your station.
Yes, my lord.
Now, subsequently, what happened to these men arrested after they were brought to your station?
My lord, what happened was that after I had seen the suspects in custody, after reading the entry, I went to the cells, brought them out, and then interrogated them one by one as to what brought them there, whether they are there to cast their ballot, or they come from the constituency, or they have just come there to do their own thing. They gave me various reasons as to why they came there. Some said they were brought there by Honorable Kovandapoy. I took their names. I have their names here. They were brought to the premises of the MP by Honorable Okovandapoy. Okovandapoy brought them some food to be shared to the NDC polling agents. So that was the reason why they accompanied him to the place. If I'm clear.
Some said.
Some said, yes. 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 According to Amadu. Samuel Afialo. And James Moore. Moore is M-O-O-R-E. They accompanied Honorable Okovandapoy to the place from Abelempe. Theophilus Sedofu. Also stated that they came there to provide security for their people. Theophilus Sedofu, yes, Theophilus, the rest of them, Theophilus Sedofu, Mohammed Latif, Muzamil Munil. If I can go over. Theophilus Sedofu, Mohammed Latif, Muzamil Munil, and Hudu Husseini. Yes, according to them, they came there to provide security for their men. Or for their party agents.
And by party agents, were they specific?
Yes, NDC party agents.
Now, DSP,
Yes, sir.
were any of these arrested men injured in any way?
My Lord, I have their pictures here. I will say that only 2 out of these 7 men I saw in my custody had minor injuries on their head. Minor. But those that sustained gunshot wounds were not brought to my custody. The 7 people that were brought there, nobody sustained gunshot wounds.
Now, if you say minor injuries, are you able to give the commission a picture of what you mean?
Yes, my Lord.
And you said you have it on,
yes, I have a picture here.
On your phone?
On my phone.
Is it possible for the commission to get a hard copy?
My Lord, I will do that.
How soon? Can we get it by close of day today? Or that would be a hard ask?
If I can be given time up to Monday.
Very well. So Monday, by close of day Monday, you'll finish the commission with copies. Now, DSP.
Yes, my Lord.
With these men with injury, what did you do with them?
The men with injury.
Yes, those who have sustained injury. What did you do?
Yes, normally what we do is that when you arrest a suspected criminal to your custody, you weigh the seriousness of the injury. If it demands immediate
DSP.
Yes, my Lord.
The pictures on your phone, would you be able to email them to the commission's address given the opportunity?
Yes, my Lord.
Now, Is it possible for me to have a look? John, can you broaden it a bit? Now, the picture I'm looking at is a man wearing a white singlet stained with blood, but I can't actually see any injury. So this man, for instance, what injury did he sustain?
He had a cut on the head. My Lord, he had a cut on the head. Small cut here. And then the blood started over.
How come you did not take a picture of rather the injury, but then the man?
My Lord, I took all of them. I took shot of all of them. Not individually, if you can see. All of them as a group, you can see. This man like this, there's nothing on him. Nothing happened to him. And Sedofu, see, nothing happened to him. He only had a torn shirt.
Very well.
Yes.
Let it be placed on record that the pictures I've just looked at do not specifically show the injuries per se. The picture only show collection of men, some of whom are wearing shirts stained with blood. Chief, now you have informed the commission that some of these men had injuries or were injured. What is the standard practice when a suspect is brought to your station and has sustained an injury? What do you do?
The standard practice is that we take them to the hospital under escort. And then after treatment, they are brought back.
Now, would you say that was done in this particular instance?
Yes, my Lord, but not in totality. That they were escorted to the police station. But I went to cast my ballot, as I said, and on my return, that had already been done. So this one can best be answered by my district crime officer.
Just a point of clarification. You said not in total. What do you mean by that?
No, what I know is that when I came, the suspects had already been released. I didn't come to meet them. That is why I don't want to say anything to that. And I went to my divisional commander together with my crime officer. And according to them, because of the injury some of them had sustained, they have been given medical forms to attend hospital for treatment and reports.
Now, did they return the medical forms?
And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure.
But you are the commander.
Yes, I'm the commander, but after their release, the division took over the case from me. So I didn't have any control on it again.
Now, you said when the men were brought to your station, you interviewed them.
Yes, my lord.
Just for clarification, are you by that saying you personally interviewed them?
Yes, my lord.
And is that standard practice?
Yes.
Are you telling the commission that the standard practice in every police station is for the station commander, when suspects are brought, to interview them? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, a normal practice. I must know why they are there, what brought them there, because I didn't see the arresting officers. It's only the in charge of the team I know.
What is the job of the station officer?
The station officer, in this case...
No, I mean general.
General.
Yeah.
The station officer is to supervise the men at the station and also see to day-to-day running of the station.
What about the men at the charge office? What do they do?
Yes, the men at the charge office includes those at the station.
Very well. Is it not standard practice for those at the charge office to rather interview suspects brought into the station?
It is their responsibility to do that. And again, I also have an ultimate responsibility to do that as a district officer. You must be on top of your job. People are in your custody. You should be able to know what brought them there. What have they done? Because this is just a peaceful election. Why should you be arrested here? What have you done? So basically, that was what I did, just to inquire why they are there.
So, are you telling the commission that every single individual that is arrested and brought to your station, you make it your duty to interview them, and you do so in all cases? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, my lord. Unless it hasn't come to my attention.
The chairman, your witness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asari.
Yes, my lord.
For your testimony. Just a few questions to clarify matters. You said you were left out of the election duty. Did you ask why?
Yes, my lord. I did indicate in my earlier submission that I asked Mr. Akwesi, the Chief Subtenant, Mr. Akwesi, the one in charge, Accra Regional Operations, as to why my name is not part of the task force group. And he told me I shouldn't worry.
He said,
I shouldn't worry.
You shouldn't worry.
Yes.
You are the district commander of a place where an election is going to take place. And a list of officers to take part in the activities is drawn up. Your name is not on it.
Yes, my lord.
You inquire why, who drew up the list to begin with?
It's Chief Subtenant Mr. Akwesi and the regional commander.
He himself.
They did it in his office.
They did it in whose office? Who is his?
Chief Subtenant Mr. Akwesi.
Drew up the list?
Yes, my lord.
So you asked him why your name was not on it?
Yes, my lord.
And
at Accra region, that I shouldn't worry.
You shouldn't worry?
Yes, my lord.
And you left it at that?
Yes. I left it in the sense that they are in charge. And even my car, they've asked me to bring it to Accra region. And in our work, you can't challenge authority. You can't challenge authority like that. But they are saying if they are handling it, the whole exercise, at the regional level. So you, the district officer, you don't have control. To the extent that they brought an officer to come and supervise East Legon. That is DSP, Mr. Theophilus Esifi, from Kolebu district officer.
You didn't tell us this. Why? On that day?
On that day.
Were you suspended from duty?
I wasn't suspended from duty, my lord.
Then why would anybody bring somebody else to do your work?
My lord, the regional commander and chief subordinate will be the best people to answer, my lord.
And you did not complain after you had been told, don't worry?
No, I did not complain, my lord.
And when you got the call from the regional commander that something had happened or was happening and that you should go and check, did you ask him where Mr. Esifi was?
My lord, I did not ask. But when I went to the scene, Mr. Esifi was there.
And did Mr. Esifi report anything to you?
Yes, my lord. Upon my arrival, I saw him in the middle of a group of people. And the people were so much agitated to the extent that he was finding difficult controlling them. So I went closer to him, greeted him as a colleague. And then when I asked him about what has actually happened, he narrated the same thing the regional commander told me.
At your station?
No, at the scene.
Oh, you went to the scene?
I went to the scene. That was where I met the DSP that was brought there to take charge.
Sorry, somebody is typing, so I think we were going a little fast. So you went to the scene because you got the call?
Yes, my lord.
And when you went, somebody had been brought. Is he the same rank as you?
Yes, my lord.
Which of you is senior?
I'm the senior, my lord.
And a subordinate officer?
Yes, my lord.
Was brought to replace you on the job?
On the job.
And what steps did you take beyond complaining to the people who had done that? Did you take it up with higher authority?
My lord, I did not do that.
Is this normal that when you are the assigned officer at a station, some other officer can shove you off the job, let me put it that way bluntly, and bring somebody else, and you ask questions and you are told, don't worry, and you stop worrying?
My lord, I want to go back a bit to 2016 election. I was the district officer for Mamprobi. And a day before the election, at 5 p.m., I was asked to see my regional commander as DCOP, Mr. Yusa Bonga, at the Accra region. And when I went there, I was told to go to police depot, that they are bringing 3 strong officers to come and do my job for me. So it is not news to me, my lord. I was there till the results were declared before they asked me to come back. So when this one came, I wasn't surprised.
Was it the same regional commander?
No, different command, the regional commander, my lord.
Why would 2 successive regional commanders not have faith in you that you can do your job?
My lord, this one I cannot best tell. This very one, none of the officers within the division was among the team. So I wasn't see that it's relative to me alone. So this one and the 2016 one, there's some semblance, but they are not the same.
After the election, did you complain to anybody higher than the people who had shoved you aside and brought other people to do your job? Because it's a vote of no confidence in you.
My Lord, I wouldn't admit that. This is an operation planned by the region, and proud to that, somebody in authority, I heard it somewhere that they are doing it at the regional level. They are doing it at the regional level. So we will not come in. We will not come in at all. They will do it from the regional level. So that is why I didn't complain.
Okay. But now you have to answer questions.
That is the difficulty, my Lord.
Okay. So when you went to the station and you saw the people who had been put into custody, you said you interviewed them.
Yes, my Lord.
Why are you here? And they said they gave you the answers you gave.
Yes, my Lord.
This Theophilus Sedofu and the others, they said they came to give security to the party agents.
Yes, my Lord.
Did you ask them what qualification they had to come and give security when they were not police?
My Lord, I did not ask that question.
You accepted that anybody could walk off the street and come and give security at a time when a polling station is a security zone?
My Lord, it was my intention to do all that. But because I hadn't then cast my ballot, I was so much in a hurry to go and look for my polling center and then cast my vote and then come back. And
so casting your vote was more important to you than doing policing on a special day when there were severe security challenges?
My Lord, I would say they are all equally important.
There had been shooting in your area, and whatever was happening, it meant that there were very serious security breaches in your area, and you had met people in custody in your police station.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had asked them why they were there, and they said, we came to give security. It didn't interest you to ask, but who are you? This is a police operation. This is a security. That polling station is a security zone. What were you doing there?
My Lord, I didn't want to embarrass them. Let me put it this way.
Excuse me?
Sorry, my Lord. I just didn't want to ask so much question because we'll initiate investigation. Statement will be taken from them. So I reserved that for investigators to do that.
But the answers they gave satisfied you to continue to keep them in custody?
No, my Lord. They were brought there as suspects. They were brought there as suspects. So I was of the view that we'll take them through the normal process. We collect their statements. We take them to hospital, those that are injured, and then bring them back. And then, if possible, admit them to bail. But in this case, the national security officer that came, DSP Azugu, made me understand that they will come for them. And because we were also made to understand that the whole exercise is being handled at the regional level, we knew the people will come for them. But I called the regional commander and informed him about the arrest.
And
the regional commander came there. The regional commander came there.
And
they were released.
But in your absence?
In my absence, yes. I wasn't there when it happened. I got to know of this when I came back.
Officer, on a day like this, there's been shooting. There are people in custody. Some even have blood-stained singlets. in your own words. And going to vote was the most important thing to you?
My
or
Lord,
you were annoyed that you had been left out, and so you were going to let them stew in their own juice?
no, my Lord. I cannot do that, my Lord.
Because otherwise it's a very strange reaction. Because you'd have to file reports. There had been shooting. What if it had been an armed robbery going on at that time? You still would not have shown any interest.
I would have done that. But my Lord, I showed interest. I showed interest. That was why I listened to them. And upon getting that information from them, investigator was to be assigned. But because the national security said they will come for them, that was why I quickly dashed down to my polling center. I didn't even keep long. So when I came, they have released them.
The person who was bleeding, had he been taken to hospital already?
The one that was, no, the bleeding had stopped. It wasn't a serious bleeding. It was just a blood stain here on the shirt.
And
yes, my Lord.
The person had not been given any medical attention?
The medical attention, the car that we even send them is with Regina. So I was challenged. And the driver was also with them.
Officer, when a suspect has bled enough to stain his clothes and the bleeding is from his head, do you think you exercised ordinary human sympathy?
Yes, my Lord.
By ignoring him, asking him, who are you? And when he said, whatever, was he the one bleeding? The ones who said they came to give security, were they the ones who had been injured?
The one that was injured was the one, yes, was among the team.
Who was he? Which of them? From your interview?
From my interview.
You said two people were injured.
Two people.
Which of them were?
As Amadu. And then
Amadu had been sent there by Honorable Okovanda
yes.
to help distribute food.
Yes. That was what he told me.
Okay. What about those who had gone to give security? None of them was injured?
Two of them, but my difficulty here is that I don't want to make a mistake in mentioning a wrong name here. I don't want to make a mistake.
And you said the injuries were minor?
Yes, a cat. I saw a cat here. I think I cannot tell what happened.
And you couldn't tell how deep it was either?
No, it wasn't deep, my Lord.
But it had bled enough to stain his clothes?
I wouldn't say that the blood stain in the white singlet, it came as a result of that, because according to my investigation, they were all in the car, including those that sustained gunshot wounds. Oh,
so the blood could be the blood of those who sustained
that's what I'm saying. I cannot tell, my Lord.
Wounds. Right at the neck of the person who had the cut.
My Lord, I cannot say which resulted to that. I cannot say.
Okay. And that's why you did not think they should be given medical attention?
My Lord, medical attention, it was my intention to do that. It was my intention to do that. But when I went, it did not even take 10 minutes or 5 minutes before they were taken out of the place. They called me, and I said they should go ahead.
But you were not there when that happened. And if the suspect had died in custody, it would have been in your custody, because you are in charge of that station.
My Lord, the cats I saw It's not something that I can kill. It's not something that I can kill.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. When you started, you said something, and then you said Akwesifori. Who is he?
My Lord, Chief Substitute Akwesifori is the operational commander for Accra region.
Also, he's a chief superintendent.
Chief Substitute.
Why did you start by saying Akwesifori at thief? I thought you were referring to a press man. The first time you mentioned it, you just said Akwesifori, and later on you said chief superintendent. Why?
My Lord, is a slip of tongue.
And he also said that he was the one who left you out of the operation.
My Lord, I did not say he left me. The whole thing was planned by the regional level, at the regional level. And he was part of the team. And my information is also that the lists were compiled from his office. That is why I
So the list was compiled in his office. So you said you went to ask, didn't you?
Yes, my Lord.
And he said, don't worry, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
Yeah, so as far as you're concerned, he left you out of the operation.
If it can be taken that way.
And that's why you didn't even want to mention his rank.
No, my Lord. That was a slip of tongue. Subsequently, I mentioned his rank.
You said you've been a police officer for how many years?
My Lord, 23 years.
How often do you have slip of tongue when you are mentioning your superiors, not your junior superiors? How often?
My Lord, if I can recall, repeatedly, I've added his rank, or I did add his rank.
I'm concerned about the first one.
The first one?
Yes.
I can't just recall, but because it's coming from you, that's why I'm saying it might be a slip of tongue.
Because following that, you said you went to check up and you were told he prepared the names and he left you out. It's only in a few seconds ago that you have said that it was prepared by the regional commander. But throughout your testimony, you were given the impression that everything was done by this so-called Akwesifori, and he left you out. That's the impression you were giving us.
Yes, my Lord.
And subsequently, you also told Madame that, well, you've been left out before in 2016, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
By a different regional commander.
Yes, my Lord.
So you agree with me that there could be reasons why when election security is around, you are left out.
My Lord, I have been part of many elections, and I can't use the two cases to generalize it that way.
Have you checked up why in these two cases you are left out? From the regional commanders, not from the said Akwesifori, but from the regional. Did you check up from Mr. Yusa why he left you out in 2016?
My Lord, I did not do that.
Did you check up from the current, who is the current regional commander?
My Lord, DCOP, Mr. Patrick Eduse Sapon.
Have you checked up from him why he instructed Akwesifori to leave you out? Or why Akwesifori by himself left you out? I'm not using the rank because that's where you started. So I'm borrowing your diction. Have you checked up?
My Lord, yes, I asked Mr. Akwesifori, and then he told me I shouldn't worry.
No. Have you checked up from this UOP, Mr. Sapon, why you were left out?
My Lord, I said no.
Now you said, even though you were left out, when something happened, then the same regional commander called you, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
And said, go and see to it, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
And you said you rather went and brought the situation under control, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
But you said you met another officer there, DSP, Mr.
DSP, Mr. Theophilus Esefi.
Before you went there, he had not been able to control the situation.
The people were so agitated that it wasn't easy for him controlling it until I joined him.
How many people did he have there before you went to?
My lord, when I went there, he, the officer, and I think 4 other junior officers were with him.
So about 5?
Yes, my lord.
And you went there with how many?
Including a driver.
You went there with how many people?
My lord, went there with about 5.
So to add up, that would be about 10.
Yes, my lord.
So the numbers probably is the main reason why the situation was brought under control. The numbers of policemen, that the additional numbers made the number up to about 10, isn't it?
My lord, that is not so. When I went there, after listening to them, I realized that if you don't employ a more tactical means of controlling the crowd, it will rather escalate tensions. So after listening to them, I realized that some people have been shot and they want arrest to be made. So everybody was talking at the same time. It was difficult getting all of them to listen to you. So I fingered out some people I saw to be ringleaders that when they listen to me, when I draw them closer and I talk to them, they will be able to control their people. So what I did was that I identified 3 of them. So I called these 3 people to one side, and Mr. Sifi was there. And I addressed them. I made them understand that the issue has already happened. Those of us were not here when it happened.
Is it so too fast
Sorry.
for you? Okay, thank you.
We were not there when it happened. But since there has been casualties or people have been injured, definitely we have to be there to maintain law and order. So they should give us a listening ear so that whatever assistance they need from us, we'll do it after they have been able to calm down. So what I did was that the places where the people were shot, I made them take me to the place. So I videoed it. The blood stains on the ground, I videoed it, and there was also gunshot spots on a container opposite the parliamentary candidate's house. I videoed all and gave them assurance that the perpetrators will be arrested. So they should keep their calm, or their continued agitation will not make the situation change. What we need from them, what I need from you is that you be quiet. Let me take short video the place, and then if you have evidence or you know the people that perpetrated the act, let me know it. Come to the station. Let me know it, and then we'll look for them. Upon hearing that, they saw that I was making sense to them, so they agreed, and they started calling their people, and they all came down. And minutes later, some military officers came, and my divisional commander and my crown officer also came, and Mr. Akwesifori and his the Chief Subtenant Mr. Sorry, my lord.
Is it also a slip? You just don't like mentioning the man's rank.
Chief Subtenant Mr. Akwesifori and his team also came. That was when policemen came there in their numbers. But that time, the tension had already de-escalated.
So all these photographs that you took, you make them available to the Secretariat?
The video?
Yes.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. So you are saying that it is your more tactful, sensible approach that calmed the tension, that brought the situation under control, because your junior officer, Mr. Sifi, had not employed the same tact, isn't it?
My Lord, I wouldn't say he did not employ the same tactics. Situation solving. Sometimes people have their own ways of doing it. Maybe.
Hold on before you come, but the service has their procedures.
Yes, my Lord.
Yes.
Yes,
so
my Lord.
You can't say that you do things your own way. I'm saying that the sort of things that you've described you did, Mr. Sifi had not done those things before you went.
My Lord, that is so.
Now, the soldiers who came with the divisional commander and later on the divisional commander, did they come to assist, or when they came, you had already used your tact and more sensible approach to calm the situation?
My Lord, they came to assist.
Before the situation?
But when they came, the situation had de-escalated.
So what did they assist you on?
The people were there in their numbers. And you can't get all of them to calm down at the same time. So there were pockets of agitations. So the presence of the police deterred them from doing anything untoward. The presence of the military deterred them from doing anything untoward, my Lord.
So on hindsight, you believe that the idea of putting a more junior person to work in your jurisdiction was probably tactically wrong?
My Lord, I cannot say that.
But what you said, when you went there was this officer, and indeed he's your junior. Didn't you say that?
My Lord, it was a response to a question posed by my Lord.
Have you ever, you yourself, also been in a situation where you are junior, but you are commanding a senior person to you? Have you experienced it in the service before?
Experience?
A situation where somebody who is senior to you is nominally under you. Have you experienced it before?
No, my Lord.
Who is your district crime officer?
My district crime officer is my mate, my Lord.
Mention the name, please.
DSP Abna Benewa Kwabna.
You met her at the district?
Yes, my Lord.
She's your mate?
Yes, my Lord.
But on the staff list, she's senior to you?
On the staff list?
She's senior to you. Anytime two policemen are working, one is senior, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
So are you confirming or denying that she's senior to you?
My Lord, because he's my mate, I'm finding difficult to get what you are talking about.
Are you saying that you don't know the reasons set out in the instructions and in law for determining that between any two police officers, whether junior or senior, one is senior?
Yes, my Lord.
You don't know?
I know.
Is he your senior or not?
This is a difficult question, my Lord. But let me say she's my senior, if depending upon where you are coming from.
You were sent to the... No, not where I'm coming from. Where the police law is coming from. Where the police procedure is coming from. It's not my personal decision or your personal decision. And you went there to meet her, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
Did you protest the regional commander or to the IGP where they had sent you to be a commander of the whole district when your senior was a crime officer?
My Lord, I have a difficulty here. I did not protest that the one that was brought there to man the situation is my junior.
Mr.
No, I did not protest.
No, you mentioned it.
My Lord, no, it's my Lord that asked that the two of us, who is senior?
What did you say?
And I said, I'm senior. He's, of course, 44, and I'm, of course, 43.
And didn't Madam...
It was because she asked the two of us who is senior.
Hold on. Didn't Madame subsequently ask whether so your junior was brought to do the work in your, didn't she say something like that?
Yes, my lord.
And you said yes.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, and it's the same scenario. I'm saying that you were asked to go and be the commander-in-chief of East Legon district when your senior was already there. I mean, you know that in some instances they would have made her the district commander and then maybe you the district crime officer, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
So did you protest or did you kindly remind the headquarters that, oh, this is my mate, but she's senior on the staff list, so I don't think it's quite right.
My lord, I don't see why there should be a protest. I don't see why I should protest, because I have never protested anywhere before.
But he went to protest himself free for being left out.
Oh, I did that just because the by-election is taking place in my jurisdiction. So if I'm left out, one day I may be asked to ask a question, to answer a question, my lord. And here I am.
They will ask the person who left you out, not you. We will have to ask the person who left you out, not you, as to why they left you out. We cannot ask you why they left you out. Now, the entries in the station diary. You said you were informed that some suspects had been brought there.
Yes, my lord.
And you went and you saw those 7 people.
Yes, my lord.
Were they from the place where you cooled down the tempest, or these were from a different area?
My lord, according to them, they were arrested at the place I went to cool down the tempest.
At the time you went, had they already been arrested?
Yes, my lord.
So did you see them being sent away?
No, my lord. I didn't meet them there. I only came to meet them in custody.
Okay, so when you went, some arrests had already taken place.
Yes, my lord.
And some people had been sent away.
Yes, my lord.
And when you came back, you found this group who had been arrested, where you went to.
Yes, my lord.
And you saw from the entries that DSP Azugu said, what did you say he said? He said there was an entry that DSP Azugu brought them.
42. Yes, my lord.
What is the entry there?
My lord, I read. DSP Mr. Samuel Azugu of National Security in charge men brought in 7 suspects with a report that the suspects were met at the Bawaleshi School polling station, and they asked them to leave the place. And when they asked them to leave the place, no, my lord, I'll take it again.
Okay.
DSP Mr. Azugu, Samuel Azugu, of National Security in charge men, brought in 7 suspects with a report that the suspects were met at the Bawaleshi School polling station and attacked the patrol team from National Security when they were asked to leave the place, hence their arrest to the station.
And did you read this entry before you started to interview the 7 people?
Yes, my lord.
Read the entry?
Yes, yes, my lord.
And after that, you left to go and vote?
Yes, my lord.
You said they were injured, even though according to your estimation...
Not all of them, my lord.
Some were injured. According to your estimation, there were minor injuries.
Yes, my lord.
Are you a doctor?
My lord, I'm not a doctor. If somebody has sustained a cut, at least you can describe the depth of the injury, but you can't do it in the same fashion as a medical doctor can do. That's why we give them medical forms to go to hospital.
The one with the blood on the shirt or singlet, is it the shirt or singlet?
I would say it's a white.
The one you showed to counsel?
Yeah, it's a white singlet.
Did you ask him why there was blood all over him?
According to him, the arresting officers beat him.
And And so if he's been beaten, and you say the standard procedure is that they should be issued medical forms to go to the hospital.
Yes, my lord.
Did you direct that that should be done when you were there before you left to go and vote?
My lord, the station officer was there, and I had wanted to do that, but because National Security said they were coming for him, then I said, then let me quickly dash down and come.
So if at the time you went to vote and left them there, and before National Security came, if any of them had died, what would have happened? And you have been asked questions, as you said, later on if you ask questions, what would you have said? That you didn't let them go to hospital because National Security was coming for them.
My lord, the injury I saw, my lord, when we go to scene of crime or when a report is made of an assault or causing harm, we describe it in the dockets, and the kind of injury and the depth you describe, you record it for investigation purposes.
Okay.
And upon what I saw, it wasn't something that can kill.
Do you agree with me that it is standard police procedure that when people are brought to any station and they appear to have been involved in a fight, been assaulted, whatever it is, they are injured, the first needs to give them forms to go to hospital? Is that not the standard procedure?
My lord, I will not say that in totality, in the sense that...
Please give me a simple question. Is this standard police procedure in Ghana and elsewhere in the world that when injured persons are brought to a station, they are given forms to go to hospital? Yes or no?
My lord, you do that depending upon the seriousness of the injury.
Hold on.
Because all injuries are not the same, my lord.
Hold on, let the lady. You said depending on the seriousness of the injury.
Of the injury.
Because all injuries are not the same.
Yes, my lord.
So you are now telling this commission and to the people of Ghana watching you that the police always have a duty to determine the extent of the injuries before they issue medical forms. Is that the new law?
No, my lord, what I'm trying to say is that for the medical form, since the person, even a mere slap, if the person complains that I have been slapped without seeing any physical injury, you have to give the person medical form.
And this one, you saw blood, isn't it?
Yes, I saw blood.
You saw a cut.
Yes, my
Even
lord.
though by your estimation, it wasn't
a deep
cut.
Yes, my
And
lord.
I'm saying that, are you saying that you only give medical forms when the injury, by your estimation or any other police officer at any station, you have to calculate that this is a disc cut, so take forms and go to the hospital. This is a minor cut, so stay in the cells because National Security is coming for you. Is that the law procedure, the police law and police procedure?
Police law and standard procedure that they should be kept in custody. Is that a question, my lord?
No. Is it the procedure that when people are injured and they are brought to your custody, they are supposed to be issued with medical forms to go to the hospital?
It's a standard procedure, my lord.
Did you do it in this case?
My lord, in this case, it is the CID's responsibility to issue the medical form at the counter. So
hold on. You are the commander. Did you direct the CID? Everybody there is under you, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
The uniformed and the CID personnel, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
Including your mate who is your senior. So long as she's working at East Legon District Police Command, she's under you, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
So, and that is why you went, you remember somebody asked you why you were interviewing them. Is that standard procedure? You said yes. The station is under you, isn't it?
Yes,
and I agree with you. You have to find out why they've been brought there. So don't say that it's the responsibility of the CID. So, okay, if a CID corporal or sergeant under you doesn't give them medical forms, what will you do?
My Lord, in this particular instance, I will say that because the operation was done by the regional level or handled at the regional level, anything that you do, you have to seek clearance from the top. So that's why I said I informed the regional commander about it.
About
what has happened, that the people that have been brought there.
Did you tell them some were injured?
I told them some were having blood stains in their.
And did you tell him that you had admitted the injuries were not serious, so you were not going to issue them medical forms?
My Lord, I did not say that.
Did he specifically tell you that don't let them go to the hospital because national security is coming for them? Did he tell you that, the regional commander?
My Lord, he never mentioned anything about them being sent to the hospital.
Did you report to the regional operations officer, Chief Sublieutenant Kwesipori, that some people had been brought to your station?
It was the regional commander informed, my Lord.
Why? Why didn't you go through Chief Sublieutenant Kwesipori? You said he was in charge of the whole regional operations.
My Lord, I did not specifically say that he is in charge. I said it was handled by the regional commander and
so what was Chief Sublieutenant Ofori's role in the whole business of that day? What was his role?
My Lord, what I can say is that he was the one in charge, the operational team.
And why didn't you inform him that some people have been brought here and expect that he would tell the regional commander? But you went direct to the regional commander by phone, isn't it?
Yes, my Lord.
Did you inform your divisional commander? Under which division are you, East Legon?
Airport Division, my Lord.
Did you inform the divisional commander that some injured persons have been brought to you?
Yes, my Lord.
And what did he say?
The divisional commander?
Yes.
He also saw them, my Lord.
No, he did come to the station.
Yes, my Lord. He is at East Legon with us.
At the time that you went there, he was there?
Yes, my Lord.
And both?
At the time I went where?
To East Legon and saw the injured persons?
Yes. At the charge office?
Yes.
He wasn't there with me, my Lord.
At the time that you left, you are not sure whether he had seen them?
But he told me, I spoke to him.
When you went there?
I spoke to him.
Did you tell him that the people were injured? Divisional commander, did you tell him that the people were injured?
Specifically, I did not say the people were injured.
Why?
I just told him the 7 people have been arrested and brought there. But for the injury, I didn't talk about.
Did you tell him about the condition of the 7 people?
The condition of the 7 people.
You just said 7 people have been arrested.
Have been arrested
and brought here.
And brought there by the national security team.
But you said later on he saw them.
He saw them, my Lord.
At that time you had left, or you were there?
I wasn't there.
How do you know he saw them?
He told me. I went to him.
Did he order that? Was he the one who ordered that they should be sent to hospital?
Yes, my Lord.
The divisional commander?
The divisional commander.
Are there entries to that effect?
There's no entry. They didn't make any entry to that.
So he just gave oral directives and they are not entered?
No, my Lord.
Is there any entry there about any officer, station CID, divisional commander, directing those should be sent to the hospital? Is there any entry there?
No, my Lord.
Are you sure?
Yes, my Lord.
So how were they sent to the hospital?
According to the crime officer, she gave the medical form to go to the hospital.
Which crime officer?
DSP Abraham.
Oh, you mean the officer?
Yes, my Lord.
She gave them medical
form to go to the hospital.
What time?
My Lord, that would be 10, 11, thereabout.
Were you there at the time?
That time, I was not there.
But she later told you that she gave them, or she directed that they should be given forms to the medical to go to the hospital.
According to her, she directed the Inspector Sule, to do that, to give the medical form to go to hospital.
Do you think what she did was wrong because these were not so severe? Do you think what she did was wrong?
No, I wouldn't say it was wrong. It wasn't wrong, my Lord.
It wasn't wrong. Would you say that what you didn't do was a tactical mistake?
My Lord, I wouldn't admit that.
Did you not allow them or order that they should be sent to the hospital for other considerations? Were there any other reasons why you didn't let them be sent to the hospital?
My Lord, my reasons I've given them over and over again that I took the chance to go.
Before you went to vote, you say you didn't ask that they should be sent to the hospital. And you say that for you, the injuries were not serious. And I'm saying that apart from that reason, is there any other reason why you didn't order that they should go to?
No, there's no any other reason.
And so if someone had died or something, you, in your estimation, you are not a medical officer, but it's not serious, but you've been told that some were even beaten, assuming they were bleeding internally, how would you know?
My Lord, I wouldn't know, sir.
How would you know the extent of the bleeding that had occurred with the man that you saw with his shirt or singlet in blood?
My Lord, the question again.
The man that you saw with blood on his shirt or singlet.
Singlet.
How would you know the extent of the bleeding?
When I went there, he wasn't bleeding, but I saw the blood stains here. Yeah.
You see, I'm not worrying you or asking you as an individual. I'm doing this as a Ghanaian for all of us. There are too many complaints from Ghanaians that when you go to the police station, some people are quickly giving forms to us who are not. And there are claims that sometimes you have to pay money before. They will tell you there are no medical forms. Have you heard those complaints before? This is a very serious day. Something has happened. You went there. The situation was bad, but thanks to your tact and your sensible approach, the situation has been brought under control. People have been injured, and you're not afraid that something will happen to them. You don't order that they should go to the hospital.
My Lord, I needed to get a clearance from the authorities. Because
from which authorities?
That from either divisional commander or the regional commander. Because
before you send them to hospital?
No, what I'm saying is that
hold on. I was going to end, but you are bringing in other elements. You are saying that unless you get permission from your divisional commander or your regional commander, you have no authority as the district commander to order that injured persons should be sent to a hospital?
I think I've made that point, my Lord. That what I saw in my imagination, it wasn't something that needed immediate attention like that.
And I asked, did the divisional commander see them? And you said yes. And I asked, did he order that they should be sent to the hospital? And you said no.
Yes, when I think I corrected that one, that I spoke to the divisional, I went to his office, and then he told me when the NDC, I think I'm bringing this new one, when some of the authorities led by Mr. Collins Dauda,
when the NDC
officials, let me put it that way, they came to his office, and then he instructed the crime officer to do that.
To send them to hospital?
To give them medical form to go to hospital. So
if you are saying that the divisional commander, if civilians had not come to complain that maybe some of their people have been arrested, they are sick, he would not have approved that they should go to hospital?
My Lord, it will be difficult to answer for him.
Then why are you saying that? He said that when the NDC people came, then he gave instructions. You are linking the arrival of the NDC officials to this decision to let them go to hospital. So when the NDC officials came, then the injuries were more serious. The injuries which you had determined were not serious. They became serious when the NDC officials came.
My Lord, that's not what I...
Who asked the regional commander the divisional commander, his reason for allowing them to go to hospital for an injury that was not that serious? Yes, simply because some NDC officials came. So he was taking instructions. Was he taking instructions?
My Lord.
Okay.
That's not what I mean, my lord.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misread you. So, on hindsight, do you think that next time, if something else happens, you have to do the standard thing? Forget about whether the injury is serious or not serious. You let them go and let the doctors determine that the injury is serious. Especially since, as you say, some had been beaten, and maybe there were no signs of the beating physically, but maybe they had been hit in the stomach or something. So let's just try and do what the law and the procedure says without us acting as doctors to determine whether somebody should be given forms or not.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
DSP Asare, just one or two questions. Your evidence is that you were not made part of the election task force, right?
Yes, my lord.
However, the regional commander called you to
Yes,
tell you that there had been shooting and you should go to the scene and do some investigation.
Yes, my lord.
So you went to the scene.
Yes, my lord.
Now you say that you took videos of
the scene.
Of the scene.
Yes, my lord.
As well as gunshots, bullets.
Yes, in the
container. How many gunshots did you see?
My lord, I think about, they are here, about 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. I took video. I videoed the scene, my lord.
4 or 5 where?
Were in the
container.
Container, yes, my lord.
That was the only place where there was evidence of gunshot wounds.
Yes, my lord. But the other evidence I got was that some of them were holding empty shells, plenty empty shells.
Who?
Some of the boys that had besieged the place. They were holding empty shells. So I told them to take all that to the police station. Ideally, they shouldn't have done that. It should be there. They will come and then pick them as exhibit for evidential purposes. But they had already collected them in their hands at the scene.
When you say they, who do you mean?
The people we met at the scene.
Yeah. How many empty shells were they holding?
There were many, my lord.
Many?
If I'm not mistaken, they were holding them. If I'm not mistaken, it will be over 20 per what I saw.
Okay. And were you able to find out the source of these empty shells, who had, fired these gunshots? The empty shells that you saw, were you able to determine who had fired these gunshots?
My
Did
lord,
you investigate to find out?
Yes, I inquired. Mm-hmm. But the information they gave me was that they were fired by the task force team that came there. Because I didn't meet them at the scene, the task force. When I went there, the only police I saw was my colleague, DSP, and his men. But the operational men that came to fire the shots, I didn't meet them there. But I saw the empty shells in the palms of some of the people that were there, that they were shot by the task force people.
That's what they told you?
That was what they told me.
Did you take a statement from them?
I asked them to come to the police. They say they won't come. They say they won't come. We don't throw, in such situation, so many things happen. Won't come. Police, we don't trust you and stuff. You see, they made such comments.
Okay.
They made such comments.
Now the empty shells, did you take them from them?
They didn't give them to me.
You demanded them?
I demanded and they didn't give. So I just told them, the situation as it was, if you make any attempt to do something that will infuriate them, you rather escalate matters. You rather escalate matters. So in order not to further deepen what has already happened, you have to treat them softly. And basically that was what I did. Or if you don't listen to them, everybody is talking. As this one is engaging you, another person is also talking from all angles. So it's not easy. You have to listen to this person, listen to this person. The person is holding the pen. Bring it. He won't bring it. You can't even force him. If you do that, you end up being attacked.
Okay, did you do any investigation about this shooting that took place? You yourself, did you do any investigation about the shooting? Apart from the question which you asked these people who were holding the empty shelves, did you do any other investigation to get some facts about the shooting that had occurred?
It was about the same thing that all of them were saying, that they were fired by the team that came there, the task force team. And as to who fired those shots, I didn't get it. But according to them, they were fired by the task force team.
And were you able to find out exactly the circumstances under which these shots were fired? Did you get any information about what transpired? Whether there was a dispute, there was an argument as a result of which these shots were fired. Did you do any such investigation?
Yes, my lord.
What exactly did you find out?
My lord, the information I gathered at the scene from the people at the scene.
Yeah.
The whole thing took place at the frontage of the NDC parliamentary candidate's house. Just opposite the gate, the main gate to the house. That's where it happened. So people were there in their numbers. And according to them, as I earlier on said, that they were brought there, they were there, and then the security men approached them. That why have you parked these motorbikes here? And one of the security men wanted to take one of the motorbikes, and the people said no. And that was what degenerated into all those violence.
Okay, did you interview the NDC parliamentary candidate? Because this incident happened at the house belonging, or the warehouse belonging to the NDC parliamentary candidate. Did you interview him?
My lord, I made an attempt to do so. He wasn't in the house. The man wasn't in the house before I got there. The man wasn't in the house before I got there. But whilst we were there engaging the people to calm down, this time round, we had even climbed the stairs. There's another story building in front of the house. And so we climbed the stairs, the outer staircase, just to get the people and then address them, because we had been able to bring the situation under control. That was when my divisional commander had come. So we're up there when the honorable member, the parliamentary candidate, came from outside in a red striped Lacoste. So when he came, I made an attempt to, we're about addressing the people when he joined us up there. So we were thinking that at least he would cooperate with us for us to talk to him. But because of the way the boys were behaving, he couldn't listen to us. And he used the other, there's the structure is like this. Over here, the staircase is here. There's a staircase here. And this side too, there's a staircase. And there's walk path here. So we were here. And he came to stand here. That was when we made an attempt to talk to him.
Can you slow down?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Rela course. Then he climbed upstairs to come and join us. Yes. So, so we were thinking that we'll get the opportunity to talk to him, to even help us calm the people down. I will ensure that the perpetrators will be arrested. Then the boys came to join us. Hey, Honorable, don't listen to them. Don't mind anybody. So he didn't talk to us. And then he used the side and then came into the house. The main building is here, and this one is facing outside. So we couldn't talk to him.
Subsequently, did you invite him so that you can get his account of what happened at his house?
My Lord, the investigation wasn't done by us.
Okay.
It's Legon Police. It's the division that took it, airport division.
Okay.
So Legon Police handled it.
Okay.
Legon Police, because the divisional crime officer is in Legon.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, you said those with gunshot wounds who are not brought to my station.
Yes, my Lord.
Yeah. Do you know where they were taken to?
My Lord, they were taken to Legon Hospital.
Okay, Legon Hospital.
Yes, my Lord.
You don't have any information about those people who received gunshot wounds? Any details about
my Lord, I don't have
the
details.
identity of those people, or how they who fired the shots which injured those people? You don't have any information on that?
No information, my Lord.
Okay, thank you. Right, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, my Lord.
You have promised to bring us some documents.
Yes, my Lord.
As well as you're going to send by email images, the pictures that you took.
Yes, my Lord.
And then the video as well.
Yes, my Lord.
Okay.
Officer, sorry, I just, from the question the chairman asked, it puts me in mind of the fact that you had not talked of crime scene management. You had gone to a crime scene. People had, what do they call?
Empty shells.
These empty shells.
Yes, ma'am.
Plenty of empty shells. They were holding them. That the people who attacked us fired these things. And you could see some blood there, right? You said so earlier.
Yes, my Lord. At the scene.
At the scene.
Yes, my
and
Lord.
this falls under your jurisdiction.
Yes, my Lord.
So eventually you'd have to be the station that investigated. Did you cordon off any parts of
my Lord,
place?
I did that. But the empty shells, the situation was such that the people were not prepared to give the empty shells to me, and we're not many. If you attempt to do it by force, it will turn a different thing altogether.
I understand that. But you had managed to video all kinds of things.
Yes.
Did you ask that at least you video the shells so that you would be able to show to whoever was going to investigate that these were the shells you found on the scene?
My Lord, the people that were holding the empty shells, they showed it to me, and after I'd had them, as I'd asked them to give them to me, they left. They left. The people were many.
Thank you.
And it wasn't an.
All right, you may leave. Yeah.
My Lord, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's proceedings. The commission stands adjourned to Monday morning at 10 o'clock.